Hello, I'm Marshall Masters, publisher of yowusa.com, and this video is my response to NancyLieder. On February 18th of 2013, Nancy posted a YouTube video titled Zeta Report Who Trust, and it's on her NancyLieder channel. Given that Nancy has framed this as a matter of trust, then it only stands to reason if you can dish it out, you've got to take it as well. And so what I'm going to do is let her, first off, set the bar in terms of what we should expect from a trustworthy individual.
When NASA is finally forced to admit it's real, forced by Obama to do so, who will you trust for the truth? There will be a plethora of voices clamoring for the stage and claiming they were right all along, or announcing themselves as experts on the subject. But if they failed to tell you the truth before, lied to you in fact, then why should you trust them?
With this in mind, let's take a look at the prediction for 2003 that she describes in her current 2013 video that I am responding to.
Zeta Talk stated from the start that Planet X, Nibiru, would come in from the direction of Orion, arriving in 2003, and it did, right on schedule and right as predicted.
Now that we know what Nancy is saying about what she did in 2003 with the Zetas, let's go back in time to 2005 when she appeared on Cut to the Chase. Gave me an interview, actually two that year. This was the first of the two, and her story about what happened in 2003, as you will hear, is dramatically different than what she is saying today.
There was the one big white lie, and it didn't happen in 2003, which the Zetas explained was the one lie, and the reason they wanted George Bush to go into Iraq early and fall on his sword, which he has done. At the time, everybody was fervored up. It was, we've got to go in there.
Whoa, excuse me. Can we backtrack for a second here?
Sure.
What you're saying is you were manipulated by the Zeta Talks who were looking to manipulate political circumstances here in the U.S. with regards to George Bush.
Yes, and actually it's a worldwide power grab. Look at the United States, the biggest military, and we've inserted ourselves not only in Iraq but 2,000 Marines in Nigeria, trying to overtake Venezuela, trying to destabilize and run a coup, trying to get over into Pakistan and Iraq. We're trying to push up into the Russian oil fields. In that way, create almost a circle around them or a semicircle.
So are you saying that the Zetas are viewing the United States basically as an evil empire?
It's been taken over by a group of evil empire-type people, yes. Very similar to the Star Wars, what was presented in Revenge of the Sith, and very predictable also. And therefore, they wanted to go into these oil-bearing countries just ahead of when the cataclysms might hit, so the troops would be fresh, and the oil fields would be intact, and they could commandeer them, push over into Saudi Arabia, grab those, etc. Now it's worn down and it's become a pile of mush. The military's, disenchanted with Bush, worn out. The worldwide public is aware of what was done. And by going in too soon, the timing was off. Now they really thought 2003 was going to happen. We went to level orange during that time. I went on the Lou Gentile show on the 16th and said, okay, it'll be next week. The Zetas said May 20th the 27th, and boom, immediately we were at level orange. We were already running Operation Top Off, 100 different agencies in Canada and U.S., it was supposed to be an exercise, but they were, up and ready. And I actually had government agents coming around my house just prior to May 15th, reeking of the military, reeking of CIA connections. And I can tell you that they're not that clever at how they disguise themselves, although they were trying to pretend like they were just citizens. And they were watching me like a hawk to see if I really believed it was going to happen on May 15th, and I did. I went just about bankrupt. You know, I had $40,000 in charge cards. I spent every dime I had in savings getting ready. And when it didn't happen, I was gape-mouthed and stunned for weeks. So I did believe it, and I had to believe it in order to have the U.S. government, you know, the feedback to the White House that, hey, she thinks it's going to happen. And according to the Zetas, Planet X was barreling in from the other side of the sun toward us from Orion, and at that time, May 15th, we couldn't see it. It was just literally on the other side of the sun, so they couldn't tell if it was slowing down or speeding up or what it was doing, and went forward. So other than that white lie, which they did for this reason, to tear down the evil empire, so to speak.
As it is clearly obvious, in Nancy's own words, the Zetas whom she channels, and by the way, no one else can verify that channeling, lied to her. And according to her own rules that she is using to slander everyone else, if you lie once, you're never credible again. So why is it that extraterrestrials only she can hear in her mind get a pass, and we mere mortals are, well, held to task? Isn't that interesting? Now let's go a little further into what she has to say about me and others like me.
Some have asserted that Planet X, Nibiru, was real, but is out in the universe somewhere unknown. They often have a distinct profit motive, selling survival gear. Oddly enough, they're not attacked by NASA by name, as NancyLieder has been repeatedly. Why are these guys exempt? Examples of the latter are James McCaney, John Moore, Marshall Masters of Yowusa, and Jason Martell of X-Fax.
Why is it that NASA is so focused on Nancy and ignoring the rest of us? It's because everyone else besides Nancy is trying to do science that you can go out and vet on your own, make your own decisions. With Nancy, it's a take it or leave it. It's what's rattling around in her head from the Zetas. You like it or you lump it. That's it. Well, that makes her a pretty easy target. But, you know, we catch grief as well. And in 2008, I threw down on David Morrison at NASA because as a result of NancyLieder and what she was saying at the time, he really went after all of us. In a post-historic world devoid of due process, it doesn't take much to damn a lot of people. So I want you to listen to this last clip and listen to this rhetoric, because I'll tell you what I hear. I hear the verbiage of a cult leader.
And understand the import of the lies you have been fed. Remember where you can get the truth going forward, not from those who have lied to you, but from Zeta Talk.
I find it really unfortunate that Nancy has taken this turn. Over the years, I have spoken kindly of her. Matter of fact, in my last appearance on Coast to Coast with George Noory, I defended her, and she sent me an email thanking me for that, then turned right around and smeared me in this awful, awful video. And so my last thought, and my last words, are for those of you who were mentioned in this video. If someone in Homeland Security is looking for a quick fix to a solution, they've got a list of names. They'll just go out, pick us all up, and sort it out later. That's the reason why I'm doing the video. It's a hedge on the future, on the possibility that that could happen. And I would really advise you to do the same. Get some distance from this woman. She's gone off the deep end and she's terribly, terribly dangerous now. And I'll just leave it there.